does BRI own Maiden Laneway, Penny, or does that still owned by?
I don't think so.
Is that the back alley?
It's the,
No, they don't own that.
It's listed, that whenever you look at this, it's listed as property of the city of Bedford.
Yeah.
And when you look at Harp Commons, it's listed as the property of the city of Bedford. So Maiden Laneway is owned by the city, most of it all the way down towards the end. And of course, the green space in the building is owned by the city of Bedford.
Right.
So it depending on your footprint that you're talking about, as far as it's going to include all of that area, or if it's just going to
The building and the grassy knoll.
grassy space and that little Maiden Lane way, then if you're not interested in that, then it would be,
Is that in the back?
no, it's on the side.
it's the
Where
side.
the iron.
It's on the
iron.
south.
Oh, that's on the
Gate,
side.
south
Oh,
side.
Yeah.
right. I say yes, we own that too. I'm gonna make an executive decision and say yes.
So it just depends on what BRI is gonna finish.
Well, and there again, if somebody challenges you in court, it's gotta be more than because I said so.
Right.
And there again, you're gonna get into, the one thing that, you know, that we will possibly have happen, most of the time, people will somewhat abide by the signage. And especially then if someone at one of the events who's over it asks them to please either put their whatever out or please step out. And then if it gets to be an issue, we all know what's gonna happen, then they're gonna call to have somebody stop by from law enforcement and try to resolve the problem. So, I mean, the biggest
And
thing.
we have law enforcement there.
Well, at some events you do,
Right.
yes. I mean, one of the biggest things that, to me, that the council is going to look at is just if they feel like that there's any safety or health issues in this area that they feel like they want to address. As Dan stated, at the other parks and stuff, as far as them being over at Wilson Park, smoking around the circle or whatever, there's gonna be a lot of places, of course, that, you know, they can smoke. So,
You know, it's, obviously the number of people, who smoke has continued to drop. When you're talking about outdoor space, that's where it gets difficult. I mean, in the state parks, there again, you can't smoke in the village. You know, it's hard for me with a straight face in my business to say you can't smoke, but you can have campfire. So, you know, that's kind of the thing you're up against. Can we achieve, I mean, if the main focus here is to make sure that we're not smoking during the Limestone Heritage Festival, I mean, can't whoever rents it or whoever's utilizing it, can't they make that, or does that still require city ordinance?
well, they could have an agreement.
That's what I'm
Part of their
wondering.
contract.
If you had a local contract where whoever it is, BRI, whoever, they're again, tap on the shoulder, this is our event, we're asking you not to smoke here, it's signed on smoking, take it outside, versus the force of law. Can you achieve the same thing? I back you on this, I do. We just gotta figure out a way to
Right.
do it.
And I tried back 12, 15 years ago when Karen Dubois was doing this with Hoosier Uplands. We had the same issue, and they wanted me to make the barbecue at the quarry a smoke-free event. And my argument was like, Dan, when I've got 20 smokers down there putting smoke up in the air, how can I say it's a smoke-free event? Now, they provided them a smoking place to go smoke, and they did an education. You know, some smokers that smoke are gonna smoke. I mean, and you're not gonna change their mind. And they, you know, provided them a place to smoke. You know, and I'm like, Dan, I have a 10-year-old little girl, and I don't want somebody blowing smoke in her face by any means. I think there's just a lot of legwork, and I would really like to see you guys come back with what you're saying you want the footprint to be and what area you want designated as a non-smoking area down there, you know. And like Dan said, maybe even if you have an event, put some signs up, you know, hey, this is a family-friendly, non-smoking event, and please, you know, please abide by that. And you know, I think 99% of the people are gonna abide by that.
But the city as owners are the ones
Right.
basically, you need the partnership for the ordinance to really have some teeth to what you're wanting to do. I think none of us plan to go to Harp Commons with our pack of cigarettes. I mean, I think
We
that's kind of, you know, I don't think most people come planning to just smoke there, and there are a lot of children there anytime we do events, the Limestone Heritage Festival or any of the other festivals. I know we kind of did Food Truck Friday for a little while, so I mean, I don't feel like most people should feel feel they're allowed to smoke there. I don't know people come assuming, oh, I can just smoke here in the courtyard, cause that's basically what it is, it's a
Right.
courtyard.
The courtyard, right. And the lane. I'm claiming the lane.
Okay, well, of course, we had this just for this
Right,
discussion,
discussion.
to see how the board felt about it. If the board has recommendations, like was mentioned before, is they want them to get more defined on what they're actually wanting.
Yeah, I would say, let's, number one, define the area. And then, if I understand correctly, I mean, the main focus here is the festival.
Right.
Or any, I know the city did music, I mean, there again, if you're having an event, I think that if there's a way for whoever is hosting that event to make that decision, I just don't wanna get in an argument with the ACLU over rights, we just don't need it, if there's a way to accomplish what we need to accomplish in the same manner without doing an ordinance, I'm happy to do that.
I think the original, it came up when they had the Halloween night and the movie and the popcorn. There was
Yeah,
smoking down there with the kids, right?
and I can certainly see when that's a problem.
Could they currently still smoke on the sidewalk?
They can currently
If
smoke in the grass.
If the ordinance was
Oh,
passed, they
yes.
could still smoke on the sidewalk.
Right.
There's places for them to do that, that's,
Can they go smoke on the sidewalk with the food there? I don't know how that works. I don't know what the city ordinance is on J Street.
As long as any buildings there, as long as they're 8 feet
Right.
from the door, then they would be able to smoke wherever that they would want to out in there. as far as I
typically
know.
the street's blocked, isn't it?
Well,
To
it-
Yeah, but-
traffic.
The traffic, but you can still walk on it.
Yeah, but you could tell them they could stand in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
That depends on the event that's there, if we close J Street or not, that just depends on what's taking place. So, okay, all right, any other
Good discussion.
discussion? If not, we'll go from there.
Okay, very good.
All right,
Thank
thank
you.
you very much. All right.